Functional design, a fusion of form and purpose. At its core, simplicity. These are some of the design principles that define and give character to the modern world.
We're introducing iPhone 4.
Many trace the origins of that style back 100 years to the founding of Germany's influential Bauhaus school.
Erstmal ist das Bauhaus.
Bauhaus is first of all an idea of collaboration between artists and craftspeople, and then later between artists, craftspeople and industry.
Handwerkern und der Industrie.
In 1919, German architect Walter Gropius founded the Bauhaus School in the city of Weimar. Its mission? To reimagine the relationship between art and society.
Eine Schule, man muss sich das so vorstellen.
Bauhaus was a school where you have to understand that most of the teachers and most of the students, everyone in fact that took part, came out of the First World War, out of the absolute chaos of that war. They were in a country that, while not completely destroyed, was in upheaval, and they wanted to apply that upheaval to building, to the arts, and to culture.
The emergence of mass production techniques and their worries that art would lose its relevance played a key role in the way that the Bauhaus School saw the world and their work, inspiring them to create objects like these chairs and lamps that were radically different from much of what had come before. The Bauhaus School lasted only 14 years until 1933, when it was shut down by the Nazi government, who considered much of the work so-called degenerate art. But as a result of persecution by the Nazis, many key Bauhaus figures went abroad, where they spread their techniques and ideas to the rest of the world. That influence and Bauhaus's centenary are celebrated throughout the year, beginning with an opening kickoff party in Berlin, exploring the movement's experimental theater.
A week-long festival that will present all sorts of events, immersive art, theater plays, installations, performances, lectures.
Later this year, another Bauhaus museum will open in the city of Dessau, and Berlin is planning on holding a Bauhaus Week in September. As well, fans of the movement will have their pick of more than 500 exhibitions in just about every corner of Germany. In some ways, it feels like Bauhaus is bigger now than ever.
I think it's very relevant today and important because the global expansion of Bauhaus illustrates the power of utopian ideas to transform a conservative order. And I think this sends an incredibly important message of hope in our century.
For Germany too, because Bauhaus was something that inspired pride after the horrors of the Nazi regime.
I believe Bauhaus is very important for Germany and Berlin because it represents the very best of Germany. Modernity, innovation, openness, diversity. And at a time in Berlin where it was closed by the worst, by the Nazis.
We'll never know how the movement's founders would judge the modern era, but one thing is clear: the Bauhaus aesthetic still does seem to pop up everywhere, from the fonts we use to the furniture in our living room.
It's a standardized, mass-produced design. There are still many aesthetic elements in modern furniture that can be traced to Bauhaus, such as a sense of simplicity or minimalism.
Even at the age of 100, the Bauhaus style still inspires the world to keep on looking. Ira Spitzer, TRT World, Berlin.